You guys have asked me so much, can I get the recipe? How'd you make it? What'd you do? Show us the steps, yada yada yada, and I am about to produce that. Hi friends, welcome to my channel. If you're new here, my name is Crystal, and today we are going to do a meal prep video. We are gonna make breakfast, lunch, and dinner. Yes, I said all 3 meals for the whole week. So if that's you and you want to meal prep, continue watching this video. And if you're new here, like, comment, and subscribe. That's enough for now. Let's get into it. So for groceries, we have eggs, pork roast, chicken thighs, Hawaiian toast, chicken stock, northern beans, kale, cabbage, and ham pieces. This was all a part of my $40 grocery pickup, and I added some rice. Now I decided to pick this up because it's like an all for one. It comes with everything you would already need. It's for 5 servings and you cook for 4 hours. I put the oven to 350, then I went ahead and washed my meat, and now I went in with some olive oil, and then it came with a seasoning packet. I rubbed that in, then I added a little bit of my own seasonings to it, and then I rubbed that in as well. Now don't judge me on this part, I only had 1 pot. We're gonna go ahead and brown our meat, add some olive oil to the pot, and once it's hot enough, sit it in there so it can brown on all sides. While that's working, I went ahead and chopped up the vegetables that came with the packet. For whatever reason, it was 2 little itty bitty celery sticks. Gratefully I had more and I wanted more, so I cut those up and we added that to the pot roast. And once it was kind of done browning, I added some chicken stock. I only added the celery and the onion. I wrapped that up and then I put that into the oven to bake. It goes in for 4 to 6 hours, and now while that's cooking, we move on. Now for the vegetables we chopped, I put those in a bowl and I put them aside. I wanted to get started on baking the chicken, so I cleaned it and then I went ahead and patted it dry. And now my chicken had a lot of fat and skin, and I didn't want all that, so I cut off every piece of fat that I could get my knife on till it was this clean looking piece like this. I did that to all of my chicken pieces, and I actually seasoned in the pan. Minimal dishes this way, but I also didn't have a big bowl to season this in. Don't judge me, I have one now. I'll list the seasonings that I use, but you want to make sure you season both sides and then rub it in. After that, I topped it with some parsley, and initially in the beginning I put it on with no foil so the skin get crisp up. We'll add foil later. Now while that's in the oven, I went ahead and moved on to the vegetables. I chopped up my cabbage into big chunks, as you can see here, and then I put that in a bowl and set that aside. Then after that, I cleaned my kale, ripped them up into small pieces, put that in a bowl and set that aside. Now for the cooking part, we're going to use the same pan, add a tablespoon of olive oil and let that kind of cook down till it looks like this. Then add the kale in, then get the kale to the bottom till it looks like this. I did add a cup or a cup and a half of chicken stock, let that cook down, then transferred it out the pot. Now take the chicken out, cover it, and put it back into the oven for 30 minutes. Moving on to the rice, I basically added the rice and some chicken stock, and once it was done, it looked like this. I love it when my rice is fluffy. But anyways, we're gonna go ahead and move on to our breakfast. We're gonna make French toast cups. I cut up my bread into small little pieces, then I sprayed my silicone cups and added them into the cups. After that, we're gonna make our mixture for the French toast. I will list all the ingredients that I use on the screen. After that's all in the bowl, you're gonna go ahead and whisk that together, and then we're gonna add them to the trays. Now what you don't wanna do is oversaturate. As you can see, I oversaturated. But after that, I added some toppings, and then I put that into the oven for about 20 minutes. Now on to the breakfast scramble. I'm going to cook up my ham, season it. I used some sugar-free syrup for some sweetness and put that to the side. Now while that was cooking, I took out my muffins to see if they were done, and they looked like they were done. Then I took out my chicken, and those were done. Now this step is optional. I had about 2 potatoes in my fridge that I decided to use. Chopped them up, added some salt, pepper, onion powder, garlic salt, and let those kind of cook down a little bit. We're going to add these to our breakfast scramble. And once that's done cooking, I took out the pork roast, uncovered it, and added everything that was in the pan to the big pot, as well as those potatoes, some chicken stock, some water, and those northern beans. I stirred it all together and let it sit and simmer for about 40 minutes. I added some more seasonings to the mixture, and this was the finished product. It was all done and ready to go. And once everything is done, now we can move on to the good part, the part that means we've completed our job for the week and we don't have to worry about any food. We can just grab and go. Starting with breakfast, we're gonna plate our French toast cups, then we're gonna put in those potatoes followed by those eggs, and then top it off with the ham. If you want syrup, got the little syrup cups. After that, we're gonna put our lunch in the boxes. We got the rice, the kale, and the cabbage, and then the chicken. And lastly, we got the rice and the pork stew. And y'all, that's basically it. I vouch for meal prep because it saves me time throughout the week, and the less time I have to spend in the kitchen worrying about my calories, cooking, the better. Breakfast, lunch, and dinner right here. Completed for the whole week. So now it's time to put it in the fridge, and then we're wrapping it up.